You've probably seen it happen, right? Some tech teams just seem to be on another level. They innovate, they deliver, they just work. Meanwhile, other teams, packed with incredibly smart people, just spin their wheels. Well, the secret isn't just about hiring the smartest folks. It's about building a team with the right kind of balance. So let's break down what that balance actually looks like.
All right, here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to kick things off by digging into the real challenge tech teams are up against today. Then we'll introduce the 3 key roles that are the solution. After that, we'll look at the pretty high costs of getting that balance wrong, learn how to build it right, and finally, check out the amazing payoff when you get all the pieces working together.
So, to find a solution, you've got to know the problem inside and out. This is what we're calling the modern tech challenge. And really, it all boils down to one big question that's keeping a lot of leaders up at night.
So let's just ask it plainly.
Why is it so unbelievably hard to build a high-performing tech team right now? I mean, if you've been feeling this pressure, trust me, you are not alone. The whole game has changed.
It's really a perfect storm of 3 huge pressures hitting all at once. First, the tech itself is just changing at a dizzying speed. Second, the market demands that you be incredibly agile and constantly innovate. And third, the problems we're trying to solve aren't simple anymore. They're these massive, complex puzzles that need people from totally different fields to work together.
So, how in the world do you meet a challenge like that? Well, the answer isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter by structuring your teams in a very specific way. The solution is all about understanding and then balancing this powerful trio of team roles.
First up, we have the technical generalist. You can think of this person as the versatile connector, or the team's Swiss Army knife. They've got a wide range of skills, and they act as the glue that holds everything together, translating between different specialists and connecting the dots that nobody else sees.
Next, you've got the technical specialist. This is your deep expert. They have this incredibly profound, comprehensive knowledge, but in one very specific and critical area. These are the folks you turn to when you have a truly nasty technical problem that needs to be solved, and they're the ones driving real innovation in their field.
And finally, there's the facilitator. Now, these are your collaboration architects. Their expertise isn't in code, it's in human dynamics and process. They design how the team actually works together, making sure communication is flowing, meetings have a point, and the team's collective brainpower is unlocked, not wasted.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see how these roles are designed to fit together. A generalist's strength is their breadth, which is perfect for new, fuzzy problems. But their limitation is they might lack the deep knowledge needed. Well, guess what? The specialist's strength is that depth, but their limitation is they might have blinders on to the bigger picture. And the facilitator, they're all about process, which is exactly what a team of brilliant but disconnected individuals needs. The weakness of one is literally the strength of another.
Which brings us to a super important point. What happens when you're missing one piece of this puzzle? What happens when this trio is out of whack? Well, there's a very real and very high cost of having an incomplete solution.
If your team is nothing but generalists, you run a huge risk of producing shallow solutions. You get that classic jack of all trades, master of none problem. Yeah, you can build things, but they might lack the deep engineering, the performance, or the security to really stand out and win.
Now flip that coin. A team of only specialists creates a different problem: siloed knowledge. It's like having a room full of the world's best experts, but they all speak different languages. You end up with these pockets of genius that can't connect, leading to integration nightmares and totally missed opportunities.
And what about when you're missing a facilitator? This quote just says it all perfectly. The absence of facilitation is often an invisible tax on productivity. Think about that. It's an invisible tax. It's all the time you're wasting in pointless meetings, the arguments that never get resolved, and the slow, painful decision-making that just quietly kills your team's momentum.
So understanding those risks is one thing, but it naturally leads to the big question. How do we actually get this right? It's time to get practical. Let's look at how to really leverage each of these roles to get the absolute most out of them. All right, for your generalists, you want to put them where they can really shine. Give them jobs that require them to jump between different contexts all the time. Think product management or systems integration. And definitely use them as your scouts to go out and explore new technologies or map out unfamiliar territory for the company.
When it comes to your specialists, you need to be surgical. Aim them like a laser at your most critical, well-defined technical roadblocks. And you need to empower them. Make them the engines of innovation that are going to solve your biggest competitive challenges and push the whole company forward.
And your facilitators? Unleash them on your messiest human problems. Have them run those really complex, high-stakes meetings with people from all different departments. Use their skills to mediate technical debates and, most importantly, to keep everyone's eyes on the prize and focused on the strategic goal.
So you do all this work. You build this incredible, balanced team. What's the reward? Well, let's look at the payoff, because the results aren't just a feeling. They are measurable, they are backed by research, and they will completely transform how your team performs. Let's start with a really mind-blowing number. Research shows that these balanced teams have a 42% higher rate of innovation. Just let that sink in. We're talking more new features, more game-changing capabilities, and a much better chance of consistently leaving your competition in the dust. That's what happens when you're built to connect ideas, not isolate them. And it's not just about having better ideas. It's about speed. Balanced teams get complex products to market 35% faster. Why? Because they've eliminated all that friction, those communication gaps, and the integration bottlenecks that constantly slow down imbalanced teams. But for me, this chart says it all. I mean, look at this. A really complex problem takes a specialist-only team 18 days to fix. A generalist-only team gets it done in 15. But a balanced team, just 6 days. That's not just a small improvement, that is a fundamental game changer in how fast you can overcome obstacles.
So when you put it all together, it boils down to this simple but incredibly powerful formula. Sustainable excellence isn't about choosing one thing over another. It's the product of all three: the breadth from your generalists, the depth from your specialist, and the process driven by your facilitators. You absolutely need the whole package to win.
And that leaves us with one last and pretty critical question for you to think about. Take a hard look at your own organization, at your own teams. Are they truly balanced in this way? Is your team really built for the future?